Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. As my camera moved as we went going here, so give me 2 seconds to readjust. Let's just do it like this. That works right there. What's going on? It's Friday. It was Smackdown tonight. It was the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is tomorrow, and oh my God, that stage in the stadium in Saudi, that looked awesome. It reminded me a lot of the WrestleMania 33 stage in Orlando, minus the 100-foot ramp that they freaking had on that show. But like the size of the stage, the way everything lit up and everything was, LEDs and whatnot, really reminded me of that Orlando stage for WrestleMania. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see that they built that in 4 weeks or so. And I want to look at something. I think it's post-wrestling. Has some article up that someone sent me earlier about basically, labor laws and all that kind of stuff. It says Rumble Stadium built in weeks raises questions for human rights groups about working conditions. WWE and Saudi officials unresponsive. So I haven't read through this. I just had somebody message me the headline or the actual article, but I never actually read it. But yeah, I don't know the difference between, and the camera moved again. What the shit? I really need to get, because we're working off this webcam now, because the other camera wanted to take a die on me. I still gotta try and fix it. Anyways, hopefully it doesn't move now. I got it repositioned, so we'll see how it all does go. But yeah, this is an interesting article. I will put the link in the chat right now if you guys want to go read it. We'll see. I'll read it through and see if there's anything that I could find later. But yeah, someone sent that to me tonight. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting write-up from Brandon Thurston. And Brandon Thurston, great at what he does. So really want to check that out and implore you guys to potentially check that out as well. But with that, SmackDown was great. They made it feel like a really big deal show from the get-go. And it was all hyping up tomorrow's Royal Rumble, which is going to be hopefully an awesome show. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly appreciate it if you did it right here, Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, when we go live, when we post the community tab. Also, remember that you can hit the join button to become a channel member. You get a badge next to your name, emotes, and emojis that you can use in the live chat, and access to our graphics packages. Finally, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can donate a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. With all of that, remember tomorrow's Royal Rumble show. We'll talk about it again at the end when I do my predictions, but tomorrow's Royal Rumble show starts at, I want to say it is, I don't remember now, 1 Eastern? Let's go check WWE's website really fast. I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. Royal Rumble. 2 Eastern. 2 Eastern. I was off by an hour. According to their website, 2 Eastern. Okay. 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. So that'd be 1 Central. But as far as the show does go, they do a recap of Saturday night's main event from last week, and then Cody opens the show. Cody Rhodes comes down, and he says, so, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, what do you want to talk about? And Rhodes, starts it off in his usual way, and he's all hyping everybody up, but then he gets serious and this and that, and he said he was half expected to come down and start just trading blows with Jacob Fatu. He thought Jacob was going to come and interrupt him, but that actually didn't happen. We didn't see Jacob, correct me unless I missed something, till the end of the show during that main event. He said, Rhodes talked about how the crowd. Oh. You guys can see it. The camera's moving again. I need to get a more stable. It's just sitting on the top of the monitor. I need to get a more stable thing for it. I lost the actual little stand that's supposed to like hook it onto the monitor. So it's kind of just sitting there. And I just hope it doesn't move. I don't know what happened to the little grip thing that like goes to the top and then like hooks back to the back. Anyways, Cody said, where was I? Rhodes talked about how the crowd got his blood pumping, and it sounds like they were ready for the Royal Rumble. Oh, yeah, this crowd was really, really good. Michael Cole said there was over 18,000 for SmackDown and expected over 25,000 tomorrow for the Royal Rumble. He says that, where was I? They were ready for the Royal Rumble, and that all McIntyre won was the title, but not the most important thing that comes with it. Understanding of being the top guy. Rhodes points out that McIntyre dropped the ball instead of taking SmackDown for his own. Instead of like, running things here, Cody's still the one hyping everybody up at the beginning of the show, opening it up, being the guy, it feels like. Rhodes talked about how it could make all sense in the world if he could win the Royal Rumble for a third time. He said it would be great to do it here in Riyadh. He said maybe, however, it might not even be McIntyre he faces, because after tomorrow night, Sami Zayn could be WWE champion. He noted that it could also come down to him facing the World Heavyweight Champion in CM Punk. It all just depends after he wins the Rumble. Before Rhodes can continue, well, the music of Randy Orton would end up playing, and the crowd's singing voices. I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. They talk to me. They talk to me. Yeah. And so Randy lets him sing for a moment before he addresses Rhodes. Orton said, I know exactly how you feel, brother, because you're not the only two-time Royal Rumble winner in the match tomorrow. You're not the only one that's won this thing twice. I am. And there's nothing more dangerous than a Viper chasing number 15. Orton said that if he had a chance, he would throw Rhodes right over that top rope without even any hesitation tomorrow night. He reminded Rhodes that he wasn't the only one in this Rumble with something to lose. That's when then Jey Uso would come out, and he's doing his yeeting and yeeting, running back, yeeting and yeeting, running back. And I'm like, fuck it back. I don't know. He's like, hey, no disrespect to either of y'all trying to get number 3. I'm trying to get number 2, and I'm trying to win back to back. Cody, you know what that's like. So it's like two guys trying to appeal to Cody of things that he's done that they're trying to do, or things that he's done or wanting to do that he's trying to do. All kinds of stuff here. They're like all intertwined with what they're trying to do. And so Sami Zayn would then eventually come down after, Jay did the thing. All letters, one word. Oh, yeah. Sammy joined in on the fun, coming down, got a huge ovation from the crowd in Saudi. He started to speak Arabic for a moment and then goes, yeah, I'd love to sit here and speak Arabic with you guys all night, but I got some things I need to say. Zayn said that he recognized he was in the ring with 3 of the absolute best they have right now. And since everyone was talking about their plans for the Royal Rumble, perhaps he should as well. Zayn said that this match against McIntyre is not just a match for him, but something that was a culmination of 3 stories. 1, become world champion. 2, the fact that he's never beaten Drew. And 3, the fact that he's never lost a match in Saudi Arabia. That one, I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, frick. Is he going to lose his first Saudi match tomorrow? I don't see Sammy winning. We'll get into predictions a little bit later. I don't see Sammy winning. Anyways. Where was I? He says that his plan tomorrow is to become WWE Undisputed Champion, and that if Rhodes, Uso, or Orton wins, well, he'll be waiting for them to pick him after they win the Rumble. At that point, Paul Heyman would come down. Ladies and gentlemen, he interrupts. And he, he's got the Vision there with him. Heyman says that Heyman said he saw the Vision on the ramp and 4 superstars who have no vision in the ring. He said Sammy would have no chance winning that title against Drew tomorrow, and that the other 3, they ain't winning the Rumble. Because by tomorrow night, we'd learn that it's all coming down to Braun Breaker. Orton interjected and told Heyman to shut the hell up as he dared the Vision to come down to the ring and fight them, when Nick Aldis would come out and go, whoa, Randy, we ain't doing any of that. as of right now. But you have given me a great idea, a preview for tomorrow night's Royal Rumble match. So tonight, there's 4 of you, 8-man tag. So they did set up the main event. It would see the Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory taking on the team of Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. This was a good segment to open the show that just, I felt, went a little too long. Almost everyone know, went a little too long. Then we had U.S. Title Open Challenge. Another freaking banger. This match was great. This match was awesome. It was Rey Fénix this time accepting the Open Challenge. And here's the thing. Ever since they started doing these Open Challenges, they've all been great. And it's not like, oh, one guy's the champion, whether that's Sammy, or one guy's the champion, whether that's Ilya, or one guy's the champion, whether that's Carmelo, pulling out just these great, awesome matches from all these different challengers. No, it's 3 different champions facing a bunch of different guys, all great. It's just, I don't know what it is, but you say U.S. Title Open Challenge, and these guys on SmackDown feel like they got to prove something. Feel like they can't have a piss poor match, an average match, a okay, good match. It's got to be great. And hey, we're living it. We're living in the moment, and we just got to soak it all in until they stop doing these open challenges. Because eventually, some heel's going to get the title and go, open challenge? I don't want to defend this title every week. We'll let people earn a shot at me and my title. It's going to happen eventually, where a heel's going to get the title, like I said, and stop the open challenges. I hope it's no time soon, but we'll have to just go week by week, I guess you would say. With this match, no different. Absolute banger. Carmelo Hayes versus Rey Fénix. Hayes and Fénix got it going with some high impact, high flying action early on. On the apron at one point, Fénix nailed Hayes with a tightrope walk kick as he then soared with the corkscrew planche to the ground onto the U.S. champion as we go to a commercial break. We come back from that break, and Fénix caught Hayes in a rolling pin combination that didn't really pan out for him. At one point, Hayes attempted the first 48, but Fénix countered that successfully with Hayes in the corner. Fénix leapt onto his foe and hit a spinning kick. Fénix then lifted Hayes up on his shoulders for the MFB and, well, rolled into a pin. Fénix then feigned a dodge between the middle ropes and hit Hayes with a super kick. U.S. champion responded with a super kick of his own, and we got a little double down spot. Both men then get to their feet, and they're chopping each other. At one point towards the end of the match, well, actually, at one point towards the end of the match, Fénix avoided a nothing but net, and Hayes hit him with a surprise, I can't speak for some reason, surprise Rolling Thunder DDT for a 2. Hayes then intercepted a charging attack from Fénix for a first 48 attempt, and then quickly ascended to the top rope. He made no mistake, hit the nothing but net, and got the 3 count, 1, 2, 3. Carmelo Hayes is still U.S. champion after a freaking great match. And the best thing about these U.S. challenges, the U.S. title open challenges, is tell me the last repeat guy we've seen. Like, yes, we've seen Ilya and Carmelo a couple times now because, well, they've done the match where Carmelo won it, and then they ran it back with Carmelo winning again. But how many of these open challenges have been rematches, or even the same guy challenging the new different champion? So we're just getting everybody coming out here, whether that's Malachi Black, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rey Fénix this week, Tommaso Ciampa about a month ago or so, all just coming out and having banger matches. Speaking of Ilya Dragunov, he was seen watching this match in the back when he was approached by The Miz, and he said he was all mad at The Miz about getting interjected into his match last week and everything, and Miz is like, hey, don't come at me. That was all Carmelo. Carmelo asked me to help and knock you off the top rope. Yeah, fucking right, Miz. Yeah, fucking right. But Dragunov said he went to Nick Aldis and got a match between the two of them for tonight, and he doesn't care if he is or is not working with Hayes. He's going to show Miz what happens when you get involved in his match and mess with him. They got footage from the Pat McAfee show. Got Brock Lesnar. This was great. Brock Lesnar calling Pat during the show. So Pat's phone goes off. He's like, "Oh, hold on, I gotta take this." If you did, yeah. So he's like, "I gotta take this," and he answers the phone. He's like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And it's Brock FaceTiming him. And Brock's just like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I got my show." He's like, "Oh, I just had this little podcast and whatever, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "No, we're a full-fledged show now on ESPN." And Brock's like, "Oh, hey, good for you." He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm in Saudi, or I'm on my way to Saudi for the Rumble this weekend." And they're like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to call and see what you're up to." And so they talk for another minute or so, and basically they get the scoop that Brock is in the Rumble. So Pat and Brock hang up, and he's like, "Hey, I'll talk to you soon. We'll hang out. We'll do whatever, blah, blah, blah." Pat hangs up, and he goes, "You see that name Brock Lesnar come across your phone? No, you stop everything you're doing. You just answer." He's like, "I haven't talked to Brock in months. And again, Brock Lesnar calls you, you answer." He goes, "I don't know exactly what Brock wanted. Probably want to know if I was going to be in Saudi. I'm not going to be in Saudi." But rumor is that Pat could be coming back soon. Many in the company do expect him back. I guess you would say for the road to WrestleMania. But yeah, that was funny. The Brock just, according to Pat, I don't know. I think it was planned. But according to Pat, Brock just randomly called him just to say, "Hey, what's up?" And then he got out of him, "Oh, I'm in Saudi for the Rumble. I'm going to be in the Rumble." Then we cut backstage to R-Truth talking about his balls to Nick Aldis. Damian Priest was there as well. Yeah, whatever. Priest was informed that he was in the Rumble, and he took a number. Okay. So here's the thing. On Monday night, old Adam Pearce told Finn Balor, "The Rumble's full. Can't add nobody else." And so some fans made the assumption of, does that mean the Raw side is full? The SmackDown side is not? What's going on? Or is everything full? Can you just not add another person regardless? All 30 spots. But then you got Brock going, "I'm in the Rumble." Granted, Brock could have known ahead of time and they just didn't officially announce it. But then you have Truth, who didn't know he was going to be in the Rumble. And Nick Aldis told him tonight, "You're in the Rumble." No, it was Priest. Truth was there. Priest was informed tonight. So it's like he was given a spot that wasn't there. I don't understand. The story with Finn on Monday was you can't enter the Rumble because you declared too late. But then you have other guys who are getting added to the Rumble that didn't even know they were going to be in the Rumble. So it was like Priest not even wanting to be in anyways. I don't freaking know. Undisputed WWE Champion Drew McIntyre was interviewed backstage. He addressed the words earlier of Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. McIntyre said that Zayn was a stupid man for taking on an 8-man tag tonight, just 24 hours before he faces him for the title. McIntyre said that he was willing to do whatever it takes to keep this title and asked if Sami was willing to do the same. Hey, you ain't wrong, brother. You ain't wrong. You got a big match coming up the next night for the title, especially. You're going to go work an 8-man? Granted, it means an 8-man you're not in all the time. But still, dumb on Sami and storyline. Women's Tag Team Champions Rhea Ripley and Io Sky were confronted by Julia and Kiana James. There's a little exchange of words there. Nia Jackson, Last Legend, then show up to cause trouble. There's a group of referees. Kind of just calmed the situation. Give me 2 seconds to turn this fan on. So then this led to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair addressing the Royal Rumble. Flair said that the women... Flair said the women were at each of each other's throats, but she was just focused on one thing: the Royal Rumble getting her to WrestleMania. She's gonna win it again. Flair was interrupted by Bliss, who said, "Yeah, I want to win it too, and I'll do whatever, just like you." And like, there's like little dissension here, but not really. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Camera's moving up on us again. I really need to figure this camera thing out. Anyways. Flair continued to kind of be annoyed with Alexa, but was told by Bliss that not everything's about you. As the two chatted, not so friendly, Women of the Judgment Day would interrupt. Liv Morgan said while Flair and Bliss were busy arguing, she's figuring out how she's going to win that Rumble tomorrow. That prompted Flair and Bliss to then... My old echo going off because I said Alexa. Anyways, this led to Flair challenging them. Liv said that there would be no fight as they had better things to do. However, Nick Aldis came out and said, I love the idea. Let's do it right now. So we did get Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. We joined the match in progress. Flair and Perez were fighting it out early on. Perez slapped Flair and tagged Morgan into the match. She used a distraction from her partner to take some slight advantage. At one point, Perez got tagged back in as Bliss was in as well. She stomped away on Bliss and caused a distraction to allow Morgan to pull up Bliss's hair from behind the referee's back. There was a running knee by Morgan that kept Bliss stunned, but not for too long, as things got broken up with the drop kick. As she likes to call herself, Raquel Rodriguez. Pulls those R's a little too long. Anyways, showed up and pulled Bliss's leg, which gave Morgan the opening to hit a kick. While Bliss was isolated on her opponent's side of the ring, Perez slammed her head against the apron before she threw her opponent back into the ring. Bliss then fought back with a basement drop kick. Judgment Day was in control as we went to a commercial break. When we returned, Bliss had broken out of a hold from Morgan as she again struggled to get to her partner. The two then got into an armadillo roll situation as Bliss slapped Morgan. This finally allowed her to go at Flair and get the tag in the corner. Flair headed to the top rope and hit a crossbody on both Perez and Morgan. Flair then connected with a somersault clothesline on Morgan, followed by a follow-away slam on Perez. At one point, Flair literally walked over Perez and Morgan before she went to the top rope and connected on both of them with a moonsault, but it just wasn't enough for the victory. Morgan then dropped Flair throat first across the top rope and then caught her with a step-up enziguri. Bliss then tagged in and took down Morgan as Perez broke up a two. Perez and Bliss then hit a combination Perez and Bliss, but it's Morgan. Codebreaker Russian leg sweep combination, but it wasn't enough to win. Raquel Rodriguez tried to get involved again, but this is when Stephanie Vaquer would come out. It was super kick Raquel, which caught the eyes of Perez. This left her kind of distracted and open for a Sister Abigail DDT. Bliss pinned her 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Not a great match, but I would say it was good. They worked well together, and nothing was really bad, but also nothing was like, oh my God, you need to see this match. Crowd was into it at parts, and that's, wow, freaking camera again. Like, the crowd was into it. Let's try this. We're going to try this. The crowd was into the match at parts, but not like fully. You know what I mean? See if this works. I got it more propped. Good thing we got this standing desk where I can go up and down with it. Anywho. But then if I go too high, then we're blocking the lights with the camera, with the computer monitor. So you can't go all the way up. We'll just figure it all out though. But yeah, good match, not great. I just felt like for as good as this crowd was, there were times where they just didn't care. Jordynne Grace was then interviewed in the back about her chances of winning the Rumble when, well, she was ambushed and attacked by WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill. As Cargill talked smack to Grace, she was met by a fierce fight back from the former TNA Knockouts champion, and the two had to be separated by officials. This is then when we got Axiom versus Johnny Gargano, and they may have spoiled something for the Rumble during Axiom's entrance. So Axiom's coming out. Him and Nathan Frazier appear up on the top of the ramp on the stage, and a graphic pops up on the bottom of the screen that says Braun Breaker #1 Royal Rumble. So did they accidentally spoil that Braun Breaker is the #1 entrant tomorrow in the Royal Rumble? I don't know, but there's a graphic made for it. Somebody had to make it. It's not there for nothing. We'll see. We'll see. But it looks like old Braun Breaker could be most likely the #1 entrant, unless they change it now because of the spoiler that they accidentally put out themselves. As far as Frazier and Axiom and Gargano does go, again, just like the last match, it was really, really good. Better than the last match. Like, this one was really, really good, but I wouldn't call it great. There was something felt just a little off. Gargano was making his way to the ring when Nick Aldis informed him that Candice LeRae was banned from ringside. And remember, if Axiom wins, he gets his mask back. Axiom and Gargano got into a little battle with some chain wrestling to start things off. Michael Cole pointed out how Gargano had no partner now because remember, he's got no Candice out there, and his buddy Ciampa, he's with the enemy now. He left and went to the other guys. Also, speaking of Ciampa, he talked to Jack from, I want to say CBS Sports, maybe. I think he still works for CBS Sports. Anyways, did an interview and was like, I've had all these big, great moments in my career, main evented shows and all kinds of things, and had great feuds and matches and moments. He's like, going out there for the AEW debut, probably the most nervous he's ever been. I'm like, really? That's crazy. And I think it's the fact of, and you hear this all the time when guys jump ship. Are they going to know me? How is that fan base going to react to me? Are they going to know or like me? Or is it just, oh, that's the guy from the other side. We don't care about him. That's what we've heard before. And usually, for the most part, they get a good reception on that debut or that first appearance. So Axiom and Gargano got into a little bit of a chain wrestling thing. Like I said earlier, Michael Cole mentioned the no partner now. Gargano chopped at Axiom in the corner, but had no answer for a single leg takedown. Axiom answered with a series of chops and got the upper hand early on. The match came back after a commercial break with Axiom in control. He hit a side kick to Gargano, but then quickly turned that into a Spanish fly for a 2. Axiom then hit a snap German suplex on Gargano that sent him out of the ring. The masked man then leapt off the top and hit a moonsault on Gargano as he then followed that up with the missile drop kick inside the ring. They were in the corner where Axiom hit Gargano with a step-up kick, but got dropped on the top rope. Gargano then followed that up with his version of a Deadeye, which all kind of got a near fall, I guess you would say. It was like a two and a half-ish. Gargano then headed to the top, but was intercepted by another step-up kick from Axiom. This opened him up for an avalanche Spanish fly. Axiom tried to go for the golden ratio, but took a little too long with the mask, which allowed Gargano to get the counter here. Gargano then ripped off Axiom's mask, but he didn't anticipate. Well, had another mask on under it. Axiom then flattened Gargano with a golden ratio and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So here's the thing. This thing about Gargano stole his mask and he wants his mask back, it's all well and good, but it's like a kind of half-ass storyline with Axiom. Why do I say that? Because Axiom's not somebody that we know has like a lineage with the mask, or the mask was passed down to him from his father or his trainer, or gifted it for some weird reason. He beat somebody and stole their mask and they said, you beat me, you can now wear the mask. There's nothing special about the Axiom mask. He comes out every week with a different color anyways. Like, he's got a bunch of them. And again, like I said, there's no significance to the Axiom mask. There's no lore, no story behind it. It was just a guy that they said, hey, you work NXT UK. We're going to bring you to regular NXT, but we want you under a mask for some reason. It's still weird. Because, like, freaking A-Kid's a good-looking guy. And they put him under a freaking mask. It's so weird. I don't understand any of it, but cool. You got the mask back. You got the blue mask back. What, has he got this blue gear he can't wear until he gets his blue mask back? Is that the thing? I don't know. So Carmelo Hayes tried to explain to Ilya Dragunov, hey, I didn't have anything to do with Miz getting involved last week. And Dragunov wasn't asking for another shot at the U.S. title or whatever. But he was expecting to eventually go for it. I don't know. This is kind of just, it felt like a quick filler segment. So then we got Trick Williams being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. And he's doing his whole Huggy Bear thing. I call Huggy Bear because he talks like a freaking pimp from the 70s. Anyways, he's like, big Trick Willie. I'm going to win the Rumble tomorrow and I'm going to go to WrestleMania and take the title, win the title. Oh, yeah, boy. He's like, I'm gonna take everybody out of that Rumble with my big lemon pepper shoes, my lemon pepper steppers. Maybe y'all should show me some more respect. And he starts talking about this website. He goes, check out my website. I stand and pose like this on my website, wideworldwilly.com. Well, you want to see what happens when you go to wideworldwilly.com? Let's do it right now. Wide World Willie.com. So I don't know if this is something that he's just like A worldwide Willie. Worldwide Willie. It literally says, I don't know if you guys can see it. WorldwideWillie.com. And then the green up there, I couldn't read it on the screen. It says, click here to buy WorldwideWillie.com as your website. It is an unclaimed domain. So this guy better jump on this quick or something. Someone's going to grab it, and then they're going to do something weird with it. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to happen. AJ Styles comes out. Styles made his way down to the ring, perhaps for the final time on Friday Night Smackdown. He said, this is the house that AJ Styles built. Talked about the big match tomorrow. Styles said that some of us were worried about tomorrow. But we shouldn't be, because he's going to beat Gunther and start the phenomenal farewell tour. A year-long tour where he's going to go out there and just have memorable match after memorable match with all these guys for one last time. He's going to fight Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, even CM Punk maybe again. The crowd was chatting for Punk, so he said maybe. Styles then tried to continue when Gunther would show up and interrupt. He walked over to the announce table and stood on top of it. Gunther said that he appreciates how much Styles had fantasy when looking at the future. But none of that is going to happen because, make no mistake, he's going to beat AJ tomorrow. Not only beat him, he's going to make him tap out, just like he did John Cena. Gunther vowed to make this happen. Styles responded and said, okay, that sounds all well and good. You must know a little bit about tapping out because you tapped out like a little bitch. And remember, technically, Gunther did tap out to AJ. Whether he tapped out because he was giving up or tapped out because he thought AJ was going to just let go and the ref wasn't going to see it, whatever. He still tapped out in that match. This riled up Gunther. He got all unhinged and crazy. He's like, oh, what the fuck? He jumps up on the apron and AJ's like, bring it. You want to fight right now? And Gunther's like, I see what you, nope. He jumps off the apron. He's the better of it. He's the bigger man for right now. And commentary did talk about how Gunther can have the biggest night of anybody tomorrow because he can retire AJ Styles and win the Royal Rumble all on the same night. So I'm excited to see where this match goes, how this match goes. I'm glad that it's so unpredictable. Like, AJ's career is on the line. Is AJ going to be done after tomorrow? I don't know. I legit, I don't know. Because it's like, yeah, sure, he could be. It would make so much sense. 10 years after he debuted in WWE, he's done. 10 years to a month-ish. The event where he debuted is the event where he retires from the company. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's like they're hyping up this year-long retirement tour all of a sudden out of nowhere. And then they're going to end it before it even starts. It's just kind of weird. So I'm kind of happy that, how do I say it? It's so unpredictable. And I'm going to read something here that got sent to me, an email. I think this is from a like newsletter type deal. This comes from Jimmy Shapiro. He says, the internet and social media world are abuzz with rumors that AJ Styles could be losing to Gunther and ending his career tomorrow at the Royal Rumble. Interestingly, the rumors of Alan Jones filing trademarks this week, which AJ Styles, Alan Jones' real name, did file 2 trademarks on Wednesday. One for the name The Phenomenal AJ Styles and one for the P1 logo that he uses on everything. Now, we don't know if that means, he's going to retire and then go open a pro wrestling tee store, or he's going to retire from WWE but then go work indies or something. We don't know. This continues by saying, with all the smoke out there on what could happen, bettors at betonline.ag have been hammering Gunther to win this match. So much so that the match is now off the board, no longer able to be bet on. The match line on this opened at BetOnline for Styles as the favorite at a -300 and Gunther to +200. So betonline.ag did at one point have AJ as the favorite, but everybody was betting on Gunther. Big money was coming in on Gunther, and they've pulled the betting odds down. You can't bet on that match on betonline.ag anymore. So that's interesting. That so much money was getting put on Gunther that they were like, oh, nope, I'm pulling this down. because people were going to make bank if Gunther actually won. So if you got that Gunther bet in, oh boy, at a minus 200. So let's do some math here. Say you bet, I don't know, $100. You bet $100 on Gunther to win. At a minus 200, you're making $6. No, $100. You're making $150. You bet 1,000, you're making 1,500. 10,000, you're making 15,000. So you're making 10. Well, no, you're making 5. You're getting paid back out. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited for this match and very happy that it's so unpredictable. I've got a prediction, but I don't know if I'm right. Like, this is one of those matches where it's like, I'm going to just throw a name out there. Once I get to doing predictions later, it's just whatever name pops in my head first. Who I say prediction, blah, blah, blah. So I should say Nakamura. I've seen watching AJ's little deal backstage. And he was approached once again by Tama Tonga, and these two had a little back and forth where Tama was like, maybe you should follow AJ and have the Nakamura Sayonara tour. He's like, you've changed a lot. You used to be the king of strong style, and you ain't the king of nothing anymore. About next week, or the Nakamura. So he's like, maybe that's why you should be gone, and blah, 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 blah. And Nakamura just goes, well, how about this? Next week, you, me, strong style. And the match was made official. Nakamura versus Tama Tonga next week. Oh, boy. If they let Tama Tonga beat Tama Tonga, he's like, oh, you the bad boy, Tama Tonga. The bad guy, Tama Tonga. If they let him be the bad guy, if they have a New Japan match next week, oh, my God, is it going to be great. These two have not worked a singles match since 2012. 2012 was the last time these two worked a singles match. It was during the New Japan 40th anniversary tour. They've worked tags and stuff since. Never against each other in WWE, of course. But since 2012, they've worked in like 8-mans and 6-mans and stuff. So, yeah, their first singles match. I don't know how many singles matches they've had in the past. I didn't go back and look at that. I just wanted to see when their last singles match was, if ever. And it was 2012, where I think it said Tama won. Let's go back and look really fast. Tama Tonga cage match. Nakamura. Okay, they have worked against each other slightly in WWE. Just recently, too. The whole Survivor Series elimination match. Duh. And then they did in 2024, they were against each other in a trios match in Japan on a live event. Okay, so they have worked each other. I forgot all about that Shinsuke was in. I just totally forgot about that Survivor Series match on Smackdown altogether. Anyways. Where? So their last New Japan match against each other was a 6-man in 2015. It was Chaos, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi against the Bullet Club's Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, and Cody Hall. But their last singles match, 2012, excuse me, it was 40th anniversary. It's here somewhere. I saw it earlier. Where is it? I don't see it anymore. Hold on. Excuse me. Why do I not see it all of a sudden? Or was I done? Oh, here it is. It was Shinsuke. It was Shinsuke won. It was May 20th, 2012 in Osaka. Shinsuke beat Tama Tonga in a 9-minute, 5-second match. And I think that's the only singles match. So on Cage Match, it's the only singles match they have listed for the two. So they've only worked a singles match against each other once before. Many 6-man tags. Going all the way back to 2010. Like we have one here. It's Shinsuke Nakamura, Tomohiro Ishii, and Masato Tanaka against King Fale, Riki Choshu, and Tama Tonga. 2010. That was the first time they shared the ring together. At least that we know of. So we had the Miz versus Ilya Dragunov. I mean, it was an okay match at best. Like, Dragunov got the best out of Miz, but you get the best out of the Miz, and it's still an okay match at best, no matter what. So they locked up early on. The Dragunov started some chain wrestling, got the advantage. Miz chopped at Dragunov, which only served to fire up the Mad Dragon. After a commercial break, the match returned as Miz had Dragunov in a rest hold and was eventually broken up by the former U.S. champion. Dragunov battled back with some elbows to the face of the Miz, but he couldn't connect with the powerbomb. Miz instead hit his signature neck breaker on Dragunov, but it wasn't enough to get the victory. At one point, Dragunov connected with a Constantine special, and Miz managed to kick at it too. This led to Dragunov holding on to the Miz tight and hitting a German suplex, followed by a standing Uranagi. Miz was in position here. Dragunov attempted an H-bomb, and then he was met with a kick and the Miz-style DDT for a near fall. The Miz had a Dragunov in position for a skull-crushing finale, but he couldn't fully connect with it. Miz then got to the top rope, but Dragunov intercepted him and met him with some strikes. Miz then raked at the eyes of Dragunov and dumped him from the top rope. However, Miz's dive was met with an interception. Got him with like a variation of a Torpedo Moscow. Dragunov then finished Miz off with an H-bomb and picked up the victory. So there we go. Ilya Dragunov, as expected, did defeat The Miz. The Miz, as he likes to say. So we got some remarks from Solo Sikoa and the MFTs, fresh off their big tag title win last week. That was another thing. Tama Tonga looked at Nakamura and was like, I got this, you got nothing. Because he's got the tag title anyways. However, they were cut off by the Whites, who said that the MFTs haven't won yet. Bo Dallas said that their lantern and their WWE tag team titles will come back to them, and that the millions of fireflies around the world will illuminate Sikoa's insecurities. And that will be the demise of the MFTs. They ran down the card for the Royal Rumble, which we'll do in a little bit after we talk Smackdown. And then we go to our main event. It was the Vision, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Bronson Reed against Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso. So just as Orton, Zayn, and Uso were heading to the ring, the Vision tried to get ahead of them, beat them down until Cody ran out to even the odds. You know, one guy beats them all. Anyways, Zayn and Uso took off with stereo dives over the top rope. Excuse me, I'm trying not to burp into the microphone. We go to a commercial break. When we come back from the break, Rhodes and Zayn double teamed against Breaker, with his arm being the target. Breaker then escaped Cody's grip and hit a supercharged lariat. Reed was then tagged in. As he and Breaker hit double clotheslines on Cody, Breaker then followed that up with an impressive standing moonsault as Theory entered the match next. He kept Rhodes isolated with a chin lock as the Vision had the upper hand here. Reed was the legal man at this point and blasted Rhodes with some punches right to the face, a couple stomps, and then Logan got in the mix and took down Cody with a gut-wrench suplex. Breaker was the legal man now and couldn't really capitalize, though, with a suplex he tried to do. However, the Vision kept Rhodes' distance from his corner, and the main event went to another commercial break. The show continues as Reed hit a sidewalk slam on Rhodes, who was still being isolated by the heel team. Rhodes then avoided a shot from Logan Paul and suplexed Breaker and avoided an elbow from Theory. Reed failed to hit Rhodes with the senton as he finally got that hot tag to Randy Orton. 14-time world champion would jump in with a snap power slam on Theory, followed by a draping DDT. Orton stalked Theory, but was hit by Logan from behind before he can go for the RKO. Absolute chaos then unfolded as bodies were left flying left and right here. By the end of it, Orton hit Theory with an RKO, but Logan Paul broke up the pin. Rhodes then hit Breaker with a crossroads, but he got dropped by Bronson Reed, who then got hit by a tornado DDT from Sami Zayn. Just as Zayn had Reed locked in for the haluva kick, Drew McIntyre would come out, pull him out of the ring, and cause a disqualification. So the bell rings. McIntyre took his title and looked like he was going to blast Sami with it when Jacob Fatu's music would hit. Man himself snuck up from behind McIntyre and threw him out of the ring. Rhodes recovered and dove onto Fatu on the outside, threw him into the ring post. McIntyre got ahead of all this and threw Rhodes back into the steel steps. And then in the ring, McIntyre had his sights on Rhodes for a Claymore, but Sammy hit him with a Helluva Kick. Then we see the WWE Championship laying in the middle of the ring. Two hands go for it. It's Cody and Sammy. Both want the WWE Championship. They stand up. They're both holding this title. All of a sudden they go, huh? Boom! Double spear from Braun Breaker. Braun sits there, crazy. That's how the show goes off the air. Braun Breaker hits him with a double spear and stands tall. The man that presumably could be starting number 1 in the Royal Rumble, well, ended this show on a high note. Good SmackDown, I will say. Good SmackDown, great crowd for the most part. And I can't wait for the Rumble tomorrow. I can't wait for tomorrow's Royal Rumble. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. As far as the Royal Rumble does go, now tomorrow night is the WWE Royal Rumble from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Starts at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific. It's on ESPN Unlimited, which isn't a thing, I guess you would say, because as long as you have a subscription to ESPN Unlimited, you can watch this whether that's on the ESPN Unlimited app, whether that's on the Hulu app, or whether that's on the Disney Plus app. It's all interconnected. Or if you're outside the U.S., you watch it on Netflix. Yet, if you're inside the new U.S., you can still watch it on Netflix with a VPN. And we do have multiple videos up on our channel as far as how to watch with a VPN. Now, as far as the Rumble does go, 4 matches have been announced for this show. You know, you got you got a title match, a career possible ender, and the 2 Rumbles. So as far as AJ versus Gunther with AJ Styles' career on the line, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to say, because I don't want to see it end now, AJ's winning. I could be completely wrong here. I'm going to say AJ wins. Hell, we can even go as far as say there is no winner, no loser. There's some sort of a DQ or a non-finish, or as they like to call it back in the day, a dusty finish. And nobody wins or loses. I don't know how you'd get to that. Whether that's... No, that wouldn't make sense anyways. I would say CM Punk getting involved, but that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. I really don't know what to do here. So I'm just going to say AJ because I don't want to see him out yet. I want to let him fester around for a little bit longer and have some more of these dream matches. Next up with the WWE Undisputed Championship on the line, Drew McIntyre will be defending against Sami Zayn. We'll say it right now. Sorry, Sami. I think Drew wins that title. I do think Sami wins a world title in Saudi, but not tomorrow. It's going to be next year at WrestleMania. I think Sami wins the Rumble next year. He could win Chamber. It doesn't really matter, but I think Sami wins one of those next year, then goes on to challenge for the title at WrestleMania Saudi, WrestleMania 2027, WrestleMania 43, and that is where Sami wins the belt. I see it happening. So I think Drew retains the title. As far as the Rumble matches do go, now as far as the men's Royal Rumble, kind of feeling 2. Whether that's Braun Breaker or whether that's Cody Rhodes. But I have to pick one. 2 guys can't win the Rumble. This ain't freaking Brett and Luger. So I'm gonna go Braun Breaker. My prediction is that Braun Breaker wins the 2026 Royal Rumble from the number 1 spot, eliminates more people than anybody tomorrow, and just looks like the badass they say he is. Dogs will be barking as Breaker wins the Rumble. As far as the women's Rumble goes, I left this for last because we got to talk some things out here. I have no earthly idea who wins this match. Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair maybe returns and wins. Jordan Grace, Liv Morgan. I know who it's not going to be. Raquel Rodriguez, because she's getting a freaking title shot on Monday. So that's one where they're like, nope. Let's just tell them you're not winning. But it's like so many options here. Rhea Ripley, I don't think so. She's won it recently, so I don't think they're going to go with the repeat. Bailey, she's won it recently, so I don't see Bailey winning it. Io Sky, maybe. I mean, Rhea and Io did say on the WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble kickoff show They want to be the final two and then battle it out. They're like, we'll be the final two and then fight each other for the win. It's not like some of these others. They're going to be like, oh, we're going to make sure we're there at the end so we can make sure one of our partners wins. So and so, like the Vision said. Like Logan Paul's like, hey, us guys in the Vision, we all need to make it to the end so we make sure Braun wins. But with the women, I don't know where they're going. I don't see a clear path to who's winning the Rumble. And that's because I don't see a clear path to who's going to be the big focal point for the women at WrestleMania on both the Raw or the SmackDown side. If I had to pick somebody, like if I just had to throw a name out there, Liv Morgan. Let's go Liv Morgan. Am I confident on that name? Not in the least bit. This is more like a flip a coin. Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, who set the record last year. I mean, I don't know. So if I'm going to make a prediction, Liv Morgan. That's my prediction. Liv wins the Rumble. Remember, guys, the Royal Rumble does start at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific. It's on ESPN Unlimited for basically most people here in the United States. But then if you got a VPN or you live outside the United States, you can watch it on Netflix. Now, with all of that, you know what I thought of tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. Now it's time to see what you guys thought of tonight's Friday Night Smackdowns. We go and check the polls. Also, while we're doing that, you guys see the Ava news? Frickin' Ava decided to leave WWE. Not a WWE call. It was a her call. She chose to not re-sign with the company. That's kind of big. Like most people might go, okay, whatever. It's kind of big because of who her family is and who her daddy is. But as far as, whoa, that's a double burp. As far as these polls do go, Threads poll, 86% liked the show, 14% thought it was just all right. Looking at the Twitter poll, 93% liked the show, 67%, or that don't even work, 93 and 67, 93% liked the show, 6.7 thought it was just all right. Looking at the community poll, 76% liked the show, 17% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. And finally, looking at the community poll, 85% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up for tonight. Remember, tomorrow is the Royal Rumble. We'll be back live talking everything from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And yeah, so have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. If you're in the path of one of these big-ass snowstorms coming to the East Coast, be safe. We know that the NASCAR race might get snowed out this weekend. The first race of the year. First race in 3 months. They're going to Bowman Gray, and they may not even be able to race. They say they're going to get it in, whether they have to race on Monday or Tuesday. They're going to try and get it in. So with that, guys, stay safe, have fun, Rumble tomorrow, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, Saturday, for Royal Rumble. Have a good one, guys.